Yes, hey, I love it. Football time, football. And you know what this? Well, we got 17 days between tomorrow's contest and the real season starts at long time away. I don't know what are they going to do between in 17 days. What do? You don't get to practice against anybody. There's no more collaboration workouts. I don't know. But anyway, this is a dress rehearsal game, as you already know. Coach Kyle Shanahan won't confirm any intel, no real intel on how long the starters will be in the game, but he does detail a bit of what he's expecting out of his starters, particularly Trey Lance coming up in this particular game. So we'll be taking your phone calls as we do and recording your predictions and expectations of the starting unit in this preseason finale contest, Niners versus Texans. And it's not so much about the score. You know what, though? Just for fun, just see how good you might be. Go ahead and give me a first quarter score. It'd probably be 0-0. Nah, they're going to score. 49ers are definitely going to score in the first quarter. That's what they do now anyway. So, especially with all the starters out there, I don't see the Texans being able to stop them. So having said that, now I put myself in a very precarious situation. Now, if they do go out there tomorrow and the Texans shut them down for a whole first quarter, I'm going to be embarrassed. The 49ers will be embarrassed. Anyway, Trey Lance and expected starters will log limited reps together in tomorrow's finale. Coach Shanahan's expectations for his starting QB are simple. Shanahan said, quote, I want to see him execute his job as well as he can. I want to see him get the team in and out of a huddle right. Call the plays right. God, I thought you were calling the plays. Oh, this is going to be really interesting. Did he mean that when he said it? Get the ball to the right spot, and when he can't get it there, make sure he doesn't have a turnover and possibly makes a play, unquote. Sounds simple enough, right? When you get pros against pros, there's nothing simple. Yesterday, Coach Shanahan wasn't sure, really, how much his starters include Trey Lance would play in the preseason finale against the Texans. His plan had not been finalized yet, but the coach figured it would not go beyond the first half. He did give up that much information finally this morning. He had a better idea of the plan as he participated in his weekly KNBR interview, and which if you caught that, you heard him say that. Shanahan told KNBR morning guys Murph and Mack, quote, I'd like them to get a couple of drives. I just want them to go out and have a little bit of the continuity of the offense. They haven't played since the first game of the preseason. After this, we have 17 days, I believe, something like that until they play again in week 1 versus the Bears. That's such a long time that I want them to go out there and just get in there a little bit. But I'm trying to get them out pretty fast. My goal is for them to stay healthy, and as long as they do that, I'll be happy, unquote. So Shanahan's gone through enough pain now and suffering each and every year about this time, and he's decided to go another direction, and good on him too. But it's amazing. I don't think Kyle likes press conferences now. Some of these things he could have said yesterday, he already had these thoughts. People ask him questions, and every now and then he gets indignant and has an attitude. So I guess she's becoming like every coach in the NFL that's had any amount of success. They don't feel like putting up with the media questions, and you can see it on his face when he answers questions. And every now and then he takes a shot at some of those guys. But anyway, to go on, there are a lot of question marks there. The interior of the offensive line is a group that everybody feels could use some added reps, about 400 or 500 more before the season starts, please. There's a lot of question marks with that group. You have a future Hall of Fame tackle, and we know who that is, Trent Williams anchoring one side of the O-line. But fam, the 49ers remain optimistic that Mike McGlinchey, and Mike McGlinchey's not a name that we used to say with a lot of hooray and praise, but I do now. I don't know who they're going to put on the right side, but they're hoping that McGlinchey will return in time for week 1 and be able to hold that spot down opposite Trent Williams. The interior, however, is still a work in progress. And you know what? Coach knows that. I've been saying Shanahan, he doesn't really know how to answer those questions when they start asking about the offensive line because he doesn't have any real solid answers for you. I got to tell you, fam, honestly, I'm probably okay with Banks. I don't suspect he's going to be that bad. What really worries me is now you have an inexperienced center and an inexperienced quarterback. I was praying that Alex Mack would come back at least one more season, Alex. And then he got married. He probably gained weight. And he says, "Oh God, I don't feel like playing ball this year." Hey, tell you what, babe, I'm gonna call and tell him it's over. I quit. Ah, it's sweet. I knew you were gonna do it, man. Sit back, get married. You're sitting around and vacationing, brand new fresh marriage. You're probably well, I don't want to say that, but I mean, anyway, I know it. Anyway, Coach knows that interior is going to be a work in progress, and nothing has been finalized according to Coach Shanahan. While it would be nice to have more experienced players in there protecting second-year quarterback Trey Lance, you can't always accomplish that, and we're going to go through some things this year because of it. Shanahan wanted to say about that, quote, you always wish you had more experience. You always wish you had just 5 Pro Bowlers in there who have been playing for a while. But this is part of the league. The painful gospel truth. Marky Pro, don't laugh. The Rams offensive, okay, never mind. Losing a good player like Lincoln Thomas in this offseason in free agency, we had to step up and get some guys. I'm excited for Aaron Banks and what he's done this offseason. I was excited to get a guy in here like Spencer Burford in the 4th round with his ability and stuff, that he has the ability to at least start at that position. See, this kind of rhetoric that freaks me out. Shanahan says that he could at least start at that position. And then just having guys like Dan Brunskill, who's done it here for the last few years, is a solid guy that we can rely on and put in there at any time if those guys aren't ready to go. If Casey, if you watch, I can hear Casey. I go, what has Dan Brunskill ever done that was defined as great? It goes on to say, and then I like some of these young guys who have been competing here since we've gotten them. It's still not settled yet. We'll see how this game ends up, how these next 17 days go, and hopefully we'll get Mike McGlinchey back. Hey, man, when's the last time you thought you'd be, oh, God, please bring Mike McGlinchey? Just for the record, and I know you're going to say, Ronbo, don't go there, man. I'm just saying, when everybody else is complaining about Mike McGlinchey, I was listening to Shanahan back there, and when he would say things in the press conference like, I thought Mike had a good day. We always, every mistake Mike McGlinchey makes, it could be far and few between, we amplify them as if that's all he was doing. But Mike McGlinchey, somebody's already said it before. If you're not talking about the offensive lineman, it's a good thing. Because they're taken for granted. Nobody gives offensive linemen love. If they fail, they give them immediate hate, though. But they should be given more. And Mike McGlinchey may not be always making every play, but he's not missing every play either. I want him back. Kyle goes on to say, and I'm hoping we'll have a group of 9 guys that we know are going to have to help us throughout the year. But it's definitely not. It's nice having Trent over there on the left side. Kyle has, when he's counting, some guys count sheep. Kyle's sleeping counting offensive linemen. He's only counting the same guys going back and forth over that fence. It's Trent Williams. That's a scary thing, fam, especially when you've got a new quarterback out there that's going to need some protection. There are times he's going to need to be given a moment to think. There's no thinking on this offensive line currently. We're going to find out tomorrow if the OC line coach has figured out some things that he could actually get these guys to do to improve their game. But otherwise, we got a problem, fam. And there's no way around it. But everything else, and that may not be a problem. I'm just saying, it looks scary. Here's what I need. Well, I'm going off on my tangent of, oh, my God, the sky is falling, chicken, little. Chill, Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Phil. Oh, Phil, there's a lot of good things to be excited about, but the offensive line isn't one. Phil, tell me something like you normally do to make me feel more relieved or relaxed about what's going to happen tomorrow with that offensive line. Oh, Jesus.
Well, you know what? I think Burford's going to be a long time fixture at the right guard, and Banks will be at the left guard. I'm not so sure about our center. And I'm not sure about right tackle. And, McKivitz is going to play there if McGlinchey can't go.
He's already penciled in.
Yeah, the good thing is the first 2 games, we've got Chicago and Seattle. Name their pass rushers.
Good call, Phil. I like that.
Yeah, so it's not going to be until week 3 when we play Denver that there's going to be any kind of
stress,
pressure possibly put on Trey Lance. So, by that time, hopefully McGlinchey's healthy and can step back in. But we've got time. We got 17
near
days,
30
and then
days,
another
Phil,
2
for
weeks.
McGlinchey. You're right. That's a lot of time.
So, and McGlinchey, I think he's digressed from his first, I'd say 2 years. He wasn't bad. He was a great run blocker.
Oh, one of the league's best.
He didn't have the breakdowns that he had at pass blocking like he did the next few years.
Phil, anticipate though what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, you just addressed the situation with the offensive line. With that said, and you know what I worry about, Phil. I don't know if you've thought about this, but Trey's been through like a man who's been through a war going through playing his defense. They've been on him. They've been hard on him all week. Now, is that going to wear off? Is he going to shake it off and come back tomorrow and really do a number, or what?
Well, he was pretty good against Green Bay, right?
He was. He really was.
So, I have confidence that Trey Lance is going to play well. And our defense is probably
ridiculous,
top 3 in the league.
Yeah.
So,
Phil, I wish sometimes I wish they'd lighten up and let him make a few plays. I just want Trey's confidence to be that. Oh man, I got this.
You got to earn that, right?
Dang.
So you're playing against the best, and they say what iron sharpens iron. So I think it's better for us that we're playing against a good defense.
Yeah.
And that he's practicing against a good defense, but. He's going to do fine against the Texans. I look for a few big plays. He's going to have Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. He'll have all his weapons. He hasn't had those guys.
He's got his speedster out there. He likes him a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah, Gray.
Yeah.
So, he's going to have all his weapons out there. We'll see.
Who's going to run the ball
only guy
tomorrow?
That's not going to play is Mitchell.
Yeah.
A little concerning about running back.
Yeah, who would you start tomorrow, though? Well. Who are you? Because I'd go with the guy I'm most curious to see what he'd look like. What are you going to do with that?
At what position?
Yeah, running back. Who starts tomorrow?
Well, I think we're going to see some Sherman. We're going to see some of the other guys, but no Mitchell. But I
know he's out. He'll be ready for opening day.
I'm almost certain that we're going to keep all of our running backs.
You have to.
Find a way. I don't think we're going to keep 3 quarterbacks like some of the prognosticators say, but that's just not Shanahan's style. And I think Purdy's going to make the practice squad. I don't think anybody's going to
Purdy's going to. He won't make the 53, but he's going to stay in the practice squad. But he won't be there for long. Was that you and I that discussed if he goes to the practice squad, he won't be there long?
I was stressing that he'll be there because who do you think's the first quarterback that's going to be taken off the waiver wire?
Yeah, that's right. You were the one that cleared up the fact that he will not be taken off the waiver wire.
It's going to be Jimmy G that's the first quarterback taken off the waiver wire.
Yeah, I just realized you're right. They're not going to take Purdy because they had to put him on the 53. That's what we were talking about. So we could stop worrying about that.
Yeah. And you know what? These GMs have pride. This guy was Mr. Irrelevant, the last guy picked in the draft. And everybody passed over for a reason in their minds.
Well, because he's too short.
So they're not going to say, oh, Shanahan knows more than me. They're not going to do that. So it's, Purdy's going to make the practice squad, no doubt.
Yeah.
And that leaves room for another player, which we've got defensive linemen by the loads that teams are salivating over that we may cut. And, that's my concern is that do we let these defensive linemen go that they're great.
And they love and some of those guys got experience. And what does Seattle not have? They've got some guys over there, but they don't have any experience. You get a couple of our guys, one of our guys, that's all you need to help out with those guys, learning curve to speed up. Oh, man. I hate helping those people out.
We're so deep at defensive line that Kerry Hyder's on the cusp.
Yeah, that's how good this defense is.
That's how good we are. So, I don't think we keep 3 quarterbacks. I think Jeffrey Wilson Jr. will get a lot of playing time. Maybe he'll get the starting role. I don't know.
Jordan Mason? You see,
I
because
don't know. I don't know
Jordan
what
Mason was
to
in
go
on the
with.
press conference yesterday. Now, that means he's drawing a lot of attention. I don't want him to do any more press conferences, though. He seemed a little surprised and didn't know how to answer the questions. But, I want to see him
Yeah,
on the
but I think
field
they're going
tomorrow.
to keep almost all of the running backs because we go through running backs like,
Tissue.
I don't think anybody goes through more running backs than
They
we
don't.
do. So,
Well, the Hawks do. They seem to go through running backs quick. Your run first teams, I feel this may be normal for run first teams.
yeah. Well, they take a beating. They
Yeah.
take a beating. So
That's why you
anyway,
can't have a bell cow. You got to have
I'm
a
looking
team.
for the 49ers to probably score a few touchdowns in the first, and the starters to play a quarter and a half maybe, and then go from there.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
I think
Anytime
both
watching
the guys
football,
on
so
the
it's going to be fun
53
anyway, Phil.
are set.
Yeah.
There's just a few question marks.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll get answered to some degree tomorrow. Phil, always a pleasure, and we yes.
All right, Ronbo.
We got some same feeling on Michael.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Nah, don't do that.
We're fine.
Yeah, everybody else has to be worried. Phil, have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, you too.
All right, Phil.
All right, talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Emilio.
Rumble.
Que paso, loco. Emilio,
Man, what's happening with you?
It's the same. Like I look at Shanahan talking. You know what's funny about Shanahan's talking this year? Shanahan doesn't look. His face looks like I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but we got this, and we got Kyle. Well, I don't know, man. Your body language is frightening me. What do we got to be concerned about tomorrow with what we know right now? That offensive line is worrying everybody, and Shanahan finally admitted it too.
But he said the line. He's worried about the line.
To some degree, he did say he's aware of the fact that there's some question marks on that offensive line. He's worried about Michael McGlinchey not being there. He likes that Burford he thinks can play in this league, and he says things like, "Just makes you feel good that Trent Williams is on that left side." Kyle, you sound like us.
Yeah,
you sound like us talking.
Well, I think sometimes he does do that just to throw people. His bad habit of trying to throw people off. Like, I think I'm worried too. Like, and kind of trying to scare everybody. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. It seems like we're not gonna have a good year, so let's throw it off a little bit. He's done that before. It ain't the first time he's done that.
That's
He
true.
never wants to give you a straight answer. He always wants to beat around the bush and give you different answers. So
It'll make you feel
I'll
foolish
wait
for
till
asking the
week
question.
one, see what happens. So yeah, he'll he never gives you a straight answer. There's nothing there. So I'll check it out later to see what he said. I missed it today. But no, I mean, like you were talking to Phil, we do have a whole bunch of running backs. You gotta figure out who's gonna start.
Who you starting? Because I already know who I'm starting. I definitely want to. I definitely want to see George. I want to see Mason start. I just want to see how he looks against a first string of any team. I just want to see what he looks like. Just to clear up in my mind, is he as good as he looks?
Him and I'd rather start him and TDP.
TDP? That's my combo right there. That's what I'm starting.
I don't know, because I like Jeff, but I don't know. He's a little older, and he's not as fast. He's good for the pass catch, but other than that, I don't know. We just need something else in running backs besides that.
And I want to keep him out of harm's way.
Then when you think about it, we got Mitchell. Mitchell should come back week 1. They're just trying to.
Oh yeah, they already said that.
Back,
They've already said that. He may be fine now. Shanahan just doesn't want to risk it. I wonder how many guys are fine right now and aren't playing. Just because we don't want them to get hurt.
Yeah, I think pretty much. Everybody should be fine. It's just crazy. He's gonna make them play a whole half, but it's not the first time he's done that. He's done that multiple years where the starters play a whole half and basically dress rehearsal.
Yeah, and that makes nothing but sense. Yeah. Most teams around the league are doing that. Nobody plays guys for lengthy periods of time. You're asking for trouble, and you're usually going to get it. So.
Most likely, you just need to make sure at least we don't need to win the game. We just want. I know what I just want to see. I want at least 1 or 2 drives where Trey gets you down the field at least get you some points, get you a touchdown, and get you in field goal range. See if he can really command the offense with the starters. Just 2 good series and everything else, it doesn't matter. Just if you're out there the whole half, just complete passes, get first downs, and everything else, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and more than one, right? I mean, everybody loves that bomb downfield, but I want to see you methodically go down the field. First down, second down, convert. First down, second down, third down, convert. I want to see if you can handle the strain and stress of getting through a team a little by little, because those times are gonna come up inevitably. You can't escape it. You're not gonna just bombs away every time and win on that.
And then you also got to think of, we were playing the Texans, so it's just like, not like he beat the Texans last year, so
and they didn't get better this year.
Didn't have a problem really.
Yeah, so we got better this year offensively, actually, because you get Danny Gray, add him to the mix. Now you got Debo and Ayuk together, and they both seem healthy. Tomorrow should be a display. I mean, just should be some real fireworks, Emilio. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, no, I've been wanting for us to have a real double receiver duo. We haven't had that since years. And you really go back in years. When was the last time we really had something like that? When we had Jerry and T.O. We really haven't had that in a while. So.
Well, Taylor
it looks like
Taylor and Jerry, but Taylor, Jerry,
if you go back
T.O.
that far, but I'm just saying this the last time we actually had a good duo like that was Jerry and T.O.
Emilio, the funny thing about it is, but the thing is, you can count real quickly how many times we've had solid duos. You just mentioned one. I just mentioned the other one. Try to think of any more. It's
really
been
because you can't really compare. Like I said, Crabtree had his moments, and
he wasn't dominating.
Had his moment, but you never really you couldn't really say, oh, we got to worry about this receiver, we got to worry about that receiver. So it's been a while since we actually had it. So.
Crabtree ain't going to Hall of
Now
Fame.
we got Ayuk, and Ayuk has been practicing and training with
and looking good
with Trey. So it looks like it's.
And now you got Danny Gray out there.
I was about to say about to just say that. Now you got Danny Gray, so we're gonna have a problem. So
the missing link.
I really think they're gonna be able. We're on a run team first, but I think we're gonna be throwing the ball more just because we have all these receivers on the field and we have speed and. What they can do with the ball once they catch it. So.
As long as you can
I think we're
play
going to throw a little bit more.
Yeah, no standing around under center, though, because that offensive line is going to get somebody killed right now. They need time together. See, you know what, Emilio, no matter how good an offensive or bad a team is, if they can play together for a little bit, they haven't had any time to get to know each other yet. So that's why I'm worried about number one.
You seen the beginning of last year. It was kind of off because they weren't really ready. So it always takes a couple of games just to get everything ready. So like I said, it's good. Like last year, we had the two sorry games. We had the sorry ass Lions and then the mediocre Eagles. So now we're gonna have the sorry ass Bears and sorry Seahawks. So
we want to thank the league.
It's gonna help.
That's why Michael.
At least it's Trey.
Go ahead.
At least with Trey having that, with Trey getting a chance to play these two teams, it'd be perfect for him. Then he should be ready to play a little bit better against the Rams. So
and then he'll realize it's not him, it's the 49ers defense is why things ain't going just pretty every day. Because you can play other teams and just beat hell out of them, Rams included.
It's gonna help with the defense too, because the shorter yardage, the shorter field Trey gets, it's better for him. He ain't got to work the whole field. So with our defense and him, just giving him at least half the field or less than that, it'd be perfect for him. So they ain't gotta go, 90 yards for a touchdown. So it would help. So like I said, that'd be perfect for him too. So they ain't gotta worry about too much about, like we said, the line and everything else. So it'd just be perfect for him.
Yeah.
As long as he can move and. You can tell he's not looking just to run as soon as he hikes the ball. He actually looks to throw, and if there's nothing there, then he runs. So, we've seen that. So.
And running backs get a lot of work tomorrow, too.
At least he'll try to stay in the pocket if he needs to. So,
running backs get a lot of work tomorrow, too, because we got a lot of them to look at, and Kyle's got to make some decisions. I don't know who he's going to put. He's trying to make a decision on who's going to go to the PC or the PS and who's going to be out there suited up every Sunday. And Emilio, did you go with 2 or 3 running back? He soups up 3, doesn't he? For game day.
It depends. It depends. He's done 3, but he has done 4. So it depends. He's like he tells you the matchups he looks at or he notices. So it depends on who we're playing. He'll do 3, but then just in case he'll do 4, just in case, depending what game it is. So it all depends. I think tomorrow what he's gonna do is have more running backs out there than he is receivers, because he already knows what the receivers can do. We've seen Danny Gray. We've seen what Jennings can do. Basically, like you got D1. We already know what they can do. It's more the run game. Since like we all know we're a run team first. He needs to figure out who's we're gonna have to. I mean, my 3 running backs I would pick honestly would be Mitchell, TP, and Jordan Mason.
See.
And then worry about what other one you can actually get. Maybe I actually would go with Jeff, or if not Hasty, it's just one of those two is gonna be the odd man out.
And true, that's gonna be hardcore. Emilio, we're gonna go, and I'll see you tomorrow for the game. I don't know if you're working or not. It's the middle of the week, but we'll be looking for you.
Yeah, well, I know I'm gonna take a glance at the game because I'm gonna be at work during that time.
I know you gotta look at, you gotta take a glance at
watch the game, but
first quarter.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a glance and look at highlights, but and I know that's what I'm watching. Where I just really want to see just really look at the first quarter. Just that I can worry about watch the rest later. But yeah,
there you go.
But in that, yeah. All right, Ronbo. You and everybody else out there have a good night.
You too, Emilio.
Right.
There goes Emilio Clarence.
Ronbo.
Clarence. Well, Clarence.
What's going on, my man?
Well, Clarence, I'm just looking at the situation we got here, and what's really sad is it's like a dinner setting. All the food is on the table that you like, and then somebody threw in some canned peas, and that's the 49ers offensive line. One thing I can't stand, and I'll never stop talking about, how in the world did anybody come up with canning peas? They don't look, the color is wrong, the smell is bad, the taste is just awful. And that's something I can equate to the offensive line right now. It's just worrisome. Other than that, we look
That's rough, Ronbo.
Damn good. You can tell I'm still bitter about those peas. My mom used to put them on my plate and say, I want those peas off the plate. Well, Mom, I know how to get rid of them. I'll throw them in the garbage. Okay, go to bed. Oh!
Yep, then you get no pumpkin pie,
no
pecan
dessert,
pie,
no fruit cup, no nothing. I'm a little concerned. I want it to go away. We've talked about it all off season long about the offensive line.
We did all off season long, from the end of the game, the last game until now. We're still talking about it. I get it.
I hope we can stop though.
It's gonna be a work in progress. We got after the game is over tomorrow, 16 days from then to kick off on the 11th, and then hopefully on 9/9, Mr. Garoppolo, Mrs. Garoppolo's baby boy, will be off the team, because if you keep him past 9/9, you owe him $28 million.
Well, not that much. 24. But you know what? Somebody said, does Jed York keep voicing his opinion because he wants to keep Jimmy? What's going on with Jed constantly chiming in on this situation? It's very interesting.
Well, the only time I heard him chime in was on the TK show. That's the last time I heard
the media just keeps running it over and over.
Chime in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be just trying to rehash it, trying, how the media is nowadays.
Yeah,
they're trying to find any type of angle that they can. From like I said, from when I listened to it, basically said, yeah, we could keep Jimmy if we really need to, but that's not my decision.
That could be just to draw the attention of those potential people. But you're not fooling anybody. Just to draw the attention of any GM that might be saying, well, Jesus, what if I offer them this? Maybe they'd yield then. I hope the 49ers aren't thinking that way. Nobody's that stupid.
The canned peas.
Yeah. Well, Clarence, here's the thing. The first 2 games, everybody pretty much in the Niner Empire does believe it's going to be a wash, that we have time to get better. And wherever we're weak in the first 2 weeks, we'll be able to make adjustments. We'll come in with game plans that pretty much apply to what we can do and do well. Are you, myself, and I don't know if you're part of our club, but Brian Culp and I we're not calling the Hawks a wash. I'm actually not afraid of these Chicago Bulls. Like Phil says, can anybody name an offensive or defensive pass rusher from the Bears front line?
Right, from the Bears.
Yeah.
Like maybe Roquan Smith. He's a linebacker, but he's a
linebacker, right?
So yeah,
He's came back to practice
defensive
too.
line, no, not really. But like you said, any given Sunday, Ronbo. See, the Niners aren't going to take anybody lightly. They're going to go in there and play their game. Like I said, top 3 defense in the league by far. It's by the end of the season, if not number 1. Did you watch Brick by Brick yet?
No, not yet. I know it's
one?
there. I haven't got around to it. But
okay, I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah,
for
no spoilers. No, yeah. Hey, here's the thing, though. J-Dub doesn't start.
You will see.
Huh? I know. I always sit back and
I
get goosebumps watching it. It makes me crazy.
Oh, it's great.
Hey, but here's
great.
the thing. You got J-Dub's not going to start. Our secondary. If it's a close game, playing the Bears, are you going to get excited? Are you going to be a little concerned? What are you going to do?
Like I said, if it's a close game, it's a close game. It's a close game. Like I said, any given Sunday. But I don't think it's going to be close. 34-17, 34-10, something
that's
like
what
that.
I want.
Our running game will just go through them like water. I think personally, and I think whoever's in the secondary for that game, should be just fine. I don't know who Justin has to throw to. I don't know
he has one wide receiver. Forgot the name.
Gone.
It is bad because Michael out of Chicago hasn't called us in over a week, so I think things are really turning to mush. He's usually in here running a lightweight smack.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't want a close game.
Yeah,
I want the 49ers to completely dominate the Bears. I don't know.
Yes.
The Hawks scare me. They still do until we play them. But, yeah.
Right, exactly. It's just, until we crush them like we need to, we'll always be not skeptical. We'll always be leery of them.
It's been rough.
Until we become the dominant ones.
I know
that can go in there on both sides of our field and their field, and go in there and just.
Clarence, what you talking about? Brooming them up. If we could sweep the Hawks this year, my phobia will be dissolved. That's all I need to see. I don't need to see any of those miraculous, bizarre instances during the course of the game where, the Hawks are going to get that ball on the 1 yard line because George. It looks like Kittle's going to be thrown out of the game. I mean, these are the things that happen, that don't make any sense only with the Hawks.
Right.
These are the miracles I'm talking about.
Man. I can't wait for Thursday's game though. It should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Is Lance and basically whatever offensive line they can muster plus Williams, and then just the starting offense. Starting offense.
Weapons. Yeah. And we got plenty of them. So yeah.
So that's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
See Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, Gray, all them cats.
That running back crew.
That first and
George
I hope
Kittle.
Mason starts.
And I do too.
Tomorrow,
Clarence, we're gonna go.
He can sit down.
And something make people hoop and holler about. Clarence, let's see you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
During and after the game. We'll go over what's going on.
In your face out your plays or just after
God,
the game?
Yes. And also after the game, come in and give us your feelings on that too. So looking forward to that.
All right, my man. God bless you. Be safe out there.
Back at you, Clarence. Night, fam.
All right. Peace.
And hey, Tony, who comes from the land down under. Hey, Tony.
Can you get me the next caller?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, no problem. Okay.
Thanks, brother.
No problem. We go to Steven in Rome. Hey, Steve. Rome, little Rome.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steve, man, I'm sitting here, man. You know what? It's too early in the year to start being concerned about things. You know, this time every year we've been like, oh, we're getting ready to kick some ass. And, because last year we had Alex Mack at center, Trent Williams at left tackle, Michael Ginchy was healthy at the right side. We're not worried about Brunskill. He's surrounded by guys like Tomlinson in there. We're going to be just fine. And it was true. This year, if you put a picture of the 49ers out there from a distance and you're just on a computer, you got question marks all over that offensive line. Kyle likes Burford, though. We're going to be running the ball a lot this year, I got a feeling. You don't want to put Trey in any trouble where he's going to be running for his life all game long. But
only utilize Trey when we absolutely have to in terms of him, running the ball or throwing the ball. Because with our offensive line, he's not going to have time to find get out of the pocket and then find his target.
I got him throwing 20 to 25 times max. And this way we'll keep him out of harm's way. We'll wear teams down. Because, the whole motivation behind the 49ers offensive strategy is to have a team resting on their knees in the fourth quarter. And then we still running at them. And it's okay. Damn it, coach. Why don't they throw the ball sometime? That's what I want to see,
Man, it's going to be smash mouth football for the 49ers. That's for sure, Ronbo. That's for sure. Like, as much as I would love to see, Trey Lance actually throw some really nice dimes for the safety of him until we can actually, get a decent O-line or until we see that the O-line has actually been amped up and, holds their own. I mean, we're not going to see him a proper snap and throw for who knows how long. I mean, we're not going to see him, be very comfortable in there. I'm pretty sure Trey Lance is thinking, man, he's like, I got a good team, but is it really good? Is the offense good enough to keep me alive?
He's probably
going to look at Jimmy.
He can process. You know what he can work on? Work on quick release, process quickly. And he's inexperienced and he is young and he's rookie for the most part. If he can just learn to get rid of that ball quickly, he can pass. You're not gonna have time to go deep downfield unless you go do a Patrick Mahomes 20-step drop back. He's got the arm to do it though, so maybe we'll do that. No.
Man, I'm excited to see though. I'm excited to see how they're gonna do against the Texans. We can finally get to see all first team take snaps on Houston. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm excited to see how they're going to do. I'm excited to see who's going to be our second, our backups and everything. But I'm more excited to see if, what's his name? Mason? What's his name? His first
Jordan
name?
Mason.
Justin Mason. Jordan Mason. There
That's
you go.
him.
I was like, I'm more excited about him to see if he's able to show out on tomorrow's game. I would definitely want to see Kyle utilize him. Do what he did to the Vikings, to the Texans, then we might actually have a solid running back who can just run through people, especially against a team who's also starting their first strings.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about. Dress rehearsal time. You're coming out there with your best guys for the first couple of series, maybe 3. Kyle, he still sounds cautious. Steve, Kyle is probably shell-shocked. Every year at this time, we go into the season with somebody getting – Nick's not even playing tomorrow from what I understand now. So you're going to have guys in there being cautiously ushered in and out of the game, maybe 1 snap, 2 snaps, come back, sit down. But it's going to be interesting.
Oh, it's going to be very interesting. And then what was it? There's something else too I wanted to talk about. I can't remember what. Outside of our wide receiver core, I'm also excited to see how Brandon Ayuk's going to. I'm excited to see how Danny Gray is going to do, if Juwan Jennings is going to keep that fire that he had last year into this year. If Trey Sermon, oh boy, I'm excited to see him this year just in general to see if he's actually going to be what we expect him to be or if he's just going to be a flat-out disappointment.
Remember, he's got a bad foot. We got to remember that. I'm done talking about him just because that bad foot. But he wasn't doing anything a lot different with a good foot. So I'm a little no. That's why I couldn't tell the difference.
That's what I'm saying, Ronbo. He was kind of lackluster even with a good foot. Once he's all healed up, hopefully he's a lot better.
Yeah.
But man, he can run through a brick wall. But when he does, he hurts himself. So that's something that it kind of needs to be addressed too. He's great. He's explosive, but he can't do what Debo does.
Yeah. Debo is amazing, a one of a kind, out there celebrating his new house. He's just all pumped up. You know what I hope, though? It's like Debo, Steve, have you heard people saying bad things about Fred? I said last year that Fred Warner's not really looking Fred-esque a couple of times last year during a couple of games. But I don't know if he was bad. One guy on Twitter said, Fred had a bad year last year. What? No. Fred had a lesser,
okay
it wasn't a real Fred year, but coming down the stretch in the second half, he started looking a little more like the real Fred Warner. I don't want to hear about this bad year.
Yeah, because he wasn't terrible. I mean, if we're going to talk about terrible, look at McGlinchey. That man had a terrible year. We're going to go ahead and address everything, and we're going to air it all out, Ronbo. We're going to air it all out.
Yeah.
We have, look at our veteran safety. What's his name? Emmanuel Mosley. That man was getting where Josh Norman was a terrible signing, and I try to defend him at every corner. But, man, that dude was terrible. He had maybe 2 or 3 good plays.
Josh Norman is so – I wonder who he's going to play for this year. There has been not one mention of JN all year. Since the last game of the season, Josh Norman is done, basically. Him and Sherm, they can both say, just ride off into the sunset. It's over. They gave us a lot of good times, but that's it.
Yeah. And then who else, Ronbo? I mean, really, look at all the special teams. Look at how bad we were at special teams. It was laughable.
And they go out every year and they find guys like we got the guy this year. We got a couple of guys that are going to be used for special teams, and that's why they were brought over here. But what's his name did it again yesterday, the strong safety. Yeah, he got another pick day before yesterday.
Hufanga?
No, not Hufanga, the guy that's oh man, his name slips me now. The guy they brought over from Indiana.
Odom.
Oh, yeah. Odom is like they brought him over specifically for his talents. Put him in a strong safety too. But he's a special teamer, Pro Bowl special teamer. The guy never misses a tackle. So they've addressed the special teams. We should be pretty good this year. They'll be tested tomorrow. We'll get a better look at them tomorrow.
Because last year's 49ers, I'll be honest with you, last year's 49ers started off great, looked great, but ended up finishing the entire season looking like a project car.
That's
exactly what it looked like.
They just returns, stopping other teams. Dang. Well, Steve, we're going to find out tomorrow. Can't wait. I'll be looking for you tomorrow during and after the game. All right?
All right, Ronbo.
Hey.
Unfortunately, Rome didn't have anything to say that he's knocked out.
Did he pass out? There you go, Rome. That's what you do right now. This is that part of life where you just kick back. Take advantage of it. All right, you two have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.
You too, Ronbo.
Night, Steve.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye.
And Niner Guy, thanks for that contribution. He says, you the man, right? Thanks, Niner Guy. Appreciate that. Really do. And let's see if Tony's ready for us yet. Hey, Tony.
How you going, brother?
Tony, doing all right. It's that little weird feeling you have about the offensive line. But Tony, you know what? It's no point in whining about that offensive line. You're not going to get a perfect team every year. If it's not this, it's not. Last year we were whining about the secondary, and the offensive line was fine. And this year the secondary is looking pretty solid, and now the offensive line has turned to poo-poo. So I'm not. I don't know. Tony, what are your observations on this, and what are you looking forward to tomorrow and expecting?
Oh, McGlinchey, I think, is the next D Ford. You ask me.
Yeah, you might be right. Oh, that's terrible. No, really, it's
going to make it.
But he hasn't got a long time. This is it. This is his 5th year.
No.
And if things don't work out, we'll be looking for another offensive lineman in the draft next year.
And you mentioned Kyle Shanahan's body language. Well, maybe
Tony pays real attention to that stuff, especially with Kyle.
Maybe he's feeling a little bit scared. Maybe he got a secret phone call from Pete the Cheat, Ronbo. And Pete the Cheat said to him, "Hey, Kyle, listen. It's Pete here from the Seahawks, brother.
As if Kyle didn't know.
Guess what? You better pay Jimmy Garoppolo the $24 million, because as soon as you let him go, I'm going to snap him up.
And then hang the phone up like a threatening call. Call it, hey, Tony, and call it back a few hours later. So you do know that we've got his measurements, and we're pretty much getting his uniform all set up right now. Who is this? It's Pete, and we're talking about Jimmy, and we're going to say this right now. Your ass is mine, Kyle. And I know you've got an offensive line problem. And then Kyle's going to hang up this time. Can you imagine coaches acting like children toward each other before the season starts?
He's got him running scared, looking over his shoulder. Well,
Tony, I'd be like that. I'd be the worst. Some of my nemesis around the league, as far as coaches go, I'd be sitting in restaurants where if I could find out where they're going to be at certain times in disguise, close to them, and they finally figure out it's me. They probably got rules against that kind of thing. I'm sorry, Tony. Go ahead. But, what are you thinking here?
Well, the logical thing to do in the last game is to put all the players on that you are undecided about if you're a coach, and give them one more chance to prove themselves and help you make your decision a little bit easier. That's what I would do.
I think they've probably already done that, though. I mean, if I had asked Kyle Shanahan who's on his cut list right now, I bet he already knows. They've probably seen it.
You never know, Ronbo.
Well, that's true.
You never know.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see that Mason. If they don't keep that Mason kid, someone needs to get fired.
Tony, hey, Mason and Poe. You got to keep Jason Poe and Jordan Mason.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let those guys go. And in fact, I'd say both of them are a lock right now to make this team. So the question marks have to be JaMychal Hasty and maybe my guy Jeffrey Wilson Jr. Let's see if he plays tomorrow. Let's see what he looks like, or if he's going to be even in the game.
Well, I think you got to have. I don't know. Maybe from the other side of the planet, people look at the game differently.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a bias thing. I compare stuff to the NFL to NRL, and a few little bits and pieces roll around in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But with the running backs, I think you need some power backs, all different types that specialise in different things. You know what I mean?
Sure. And pretty much that's what they have right now.
Makes the team.
But Tony, how many can you
makes
keep?
the team a little bit more complete.
And also, it depends on how good the defense or how bad the defense is. Now, from what you're saying, I got a tool. I can't use that. That's not a good thing. I got a running back that I can use for this situation. And, if I need a power back that you got a wimp playing on your defensive line that you can get past, if you guys are a little slow, I can just work Elijah Mitchell on the stretch all day. He's got options. Kyle's got plenty of options now, and like you're saying, which is good. How many can he keep is the problem. How many keeping, Tony? 4, 5?
Well, as many as I can, and wherever I can stash them, on PUP or bloody practice squad.
And they do that.
Doesn't mean they're going to stay there.
Just can't put them on the IR because you can't get them back, but yeah.
Because, you've said it a number of times, we can't get enough running backs when the injuries start plaguing us, which I hope that doesn't happen this year. But
it happens every year, Tony. Every year, week 13 and 14, we're looking to find if we have any running back healthy, with reports saying that this guy's going to be available in the next 2 weeks, and hopefully the 49ers are hoping to get back. I hate get back. I mean, Jesus Christ. We started the season with 6 running backs. I'm down to 2. Oh, man.
See? And I don't want any fancy shit from Kyle against the Bears. Start running the ball. And if that's working, keep doing it. If you have to dink and dunk a few passes here and there, fair enough. I want him to keep the playbook secret as long as he can. And then once Trey gets the hang of it and they get it down really good down in practice, all those trick plays and long balls and things, I just don't want people to have film on it. You know what I mean? Does it make sense?
No,
Other
it makes
teams.
absolute sense.
Yeah.
You know,
So
remember
if you
Kyle
could
every
beat
now
them
and then tries
with
to
a run
pull.
game.
But because the thing is, every now and then Kyle tries to pull one of those trick plays of his, and it looks like they didn't practice it enough. Often they fail. I said, Kyle, if you guys weren't ready to run that play, why'd you do it? I just hope he gets that down this year. You know, if you got some plays like that, let's get him down. I mean, if you got to run 300 reps, if that's all you do all practice long today, keeping guys late, get it down. Don't embarrass the entire Niner fan base by doing that as well as yourselves. Because, you know, this guy, the other team's like, yeah, that was pretty good. That was a good wild catch you guys ran. Hell, nobody in the team knew what you were running. Okay, you know what? That's it. That's fine. We'll get it down next time. God.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure who are we playing tomorrow?
Texas.
Texans?
Yeah. So it shouldn't be.
I'm pretty sure they'll walk through them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the Texans will have the balls to put their number ones on just in case.
Well,
because of our ferocious players that we've got on our side.
Yeah, no, they might do a McVay.
Injuries.
Yeah, they might do a McVay
so
and keep everybody out.
Keep everybody out. So
Tony, we got to go.
It should be like a practice game for us tomorrow.
It should be. We'll see what happens. Well, Tony, I'm looking forward to talking to you tomorrow. We haven't talked to you in a couple of days. Good to hear from you. All right?
Yeah. Been busy, yeah. All right, brother. Shout out to everyone and see you in the next chapter.
And looking forward to it, Tony. Have a great night. Cheers.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Hey, Tommy Huxley, I was just thinking about you before the show started. I hadn't seen you in the chat going at the Rams. Good to see you. Hey, Howard. Roof. Roof, 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 roof. My dog. Howard.
What's up, your dog?
Hey, it's time. We're gonna see the first string out there for a little bit tomorrow. Howard, what are you thinking, fam?
Yeah. That should be fun, man. That's all I have to say. It should be fun. Also, to touch on the whole Jordan Mason thing, our buddy Tony mentioned, he better be on the team or somebody gonna get fired.
Oh, a lot of people gonna.
I think he's gonna be on the. Yeah. I think he's gonna be on the team, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm solely confident he's gonna be on the team.
Okay.
Here's why. Because if you see the presser the other day, he was on there. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to actually allow a player who's not going to be on the team to talk to the media?
I saw that, and you're right. You know, why bring him up there knowing that you're going to cut him? So he did. I was.
Exactly.
It's funny. He wasn't ready for that presser. He was nervous as could be. he was having trouble with the questions. But I was glad to see him up there because I said, you know what? He's getting that kind of attention. Okay. All right.
Yep.
And they had and did you check out also they had what's our cornerback up there. I found that interesting. Diamador. Demo is they're using him, they're trying to put him in the slot from what he was saying. So, because he's not going to cover the edges. But if we can keep him to back up, and who you got in the slot right now? 1-2. I'm thinking maybe Demo, because I got Womack starting, and Demo backing him up. What do you think?
Yeah, that's how I would look at it. If anybody's running 4 or 5 wide outs, then insert Diamador. Diamador.
Yeah.
Insert them, you know what I'm saying, when they spread us out or if they spread us out. You know what I'm saying? So I think Womack got that in the bag, even though Diamador has been playing really well lately. So
yeah, he's doing better than last year, isn't he? He really is. I'm happy for him because he's got that DAWG in him. Roof. You know what I'm saying? You know we know about that. I like him. So
I'm saying so. I'm confident, man. I'm confident that that he'll do well. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm a little scared for Ambry Thomas, though.
Everybody is. Grant Cohn cut him. Just damn made it.
Nah,
Ambry.
Nah. See, nah, he didn't cut him. Nah, he
kind of just said, well, he said he was on the cusp.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't think he wants Ambry to get cut, you know, but
Ambry's got to pick it up. He is not.
It's up to him. It's up to him, man. You know, like, your biggest critic is yourself. Like, you got to. Like, if you don't have the fire in your belly to improve and build off of what you did last year, you know what I'm saying, then somebody else is going to take your spot. And that's how it is, man. That's business.
And, you know, the 49ers recognize his skill set. For whatever reason, only thing I worry about Howard is he still feel like playing football? Because Ambry Thomas should have came in a ball of fire from OTAs on, knowing that he can play in this league, and come out there and show people that it does not have to be Emmanuel Mosley. Your mindset should be, Emmanuel Mosley ain't got to start. I could play this game. You know, I mean, Mosley's probably going to beat him out. Well, Mosley is going to beat him out. And, of course, on the other, they already got a guy named Chavarius. So, you know, that spot's already taken. Now, who else gets the other side? Well, I got to think, I got to have an attitude. And I'm not sure if Ambry has it. This is what I'm a little concerned about.
Yeah, man. Like, he hasn't shown any dog in him right now. So, you know, he's just letting guys beat him left and right like a drum. Like,
and that's why I want to ask him, Ambry, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? This ain't what I remember from you last year. Come on, man. What is it? Yeah. And he may have some issues going on, you know, because life is what it is.
Right.
You know,
right. Maybe there's some underlying things that's going on behind the scenes with him personally that is drawing away his focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be that, you know. I don't think it's the team. I think it's just him personally. Kind of like with Solomon Thomas. He just could never get over, you know, his just, you know, I don't blame him for that, you know, but it is what it is.
And you heard Demo, right? Demo had all kinds of is it Demo that had a cousin that he has some family issues that you can't imagine. You know about them, but some really, I don't think it was Jordan Mason. I think it was Demo's had some serious family problems with people getting sick. I think it's from a death. And close members of his family. And he very calmly talked about it. It was Demo. I feel bad for him. I said, damn, how you go play ball with all that happening? Oh, because it was really bad.
It is hard, you know. It is hard. And, you know, we've been there before. Sometimes you don't want to go to work or, you know, do anything. If somebody we know close to us and, you know what I'm saying, it just bothers you.
Yeah.
So it gets you all out of whack.
And so, you know,
whatever it is with Ambry Thomas, man, hopefully he gets out of it, you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because he hadn't told anybody anything, so like Demo did. So anyway, Howard, let's get out of this depression. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll see you tomorrow, fam. Doing it after the game. All right. They're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Yo, check this out, everybody. Do not take this game extremely serious. If we lose, we lose. So what? Yeah. As long as the offense shows up and looks good, you know what I'm saying? If they play the full first half, I think they are, then all we just got to do is look for that rhythm. That's all we want to see is rhythm.
Yeah.
That's it.
Look like
nothing else. Ready. We don't care about W in that meaningless game. Like, who cares?
Sky's not falling. These games are not, they don't count on the standings. Forget about it. I know. I agree.
They don't. All
right, Howard.
So,
what's up, fam? I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, brother. Take it easy, man.
You too, Howard. Night, fam.
Go Niners.
Good timing because Austin's coming in to say what he likes to say. Austin, Come on in, Austin. Austin like joins us all the time now. He is a Dallas Cowboys fan, but it's always fun to talk to him. Hey, Austin, what's on your mind?
What's happening, Ronbo?
You know, Austin, it's like I'm looking at Tampa Bay. I'm thinking about New Orleans. People say New Orleans is going to be a force this year. Are you concerned? And Tom Brady just came back from his sabbatical. And here's the fun thing about it. Tom Brady, nobody's really talking loudly and a lot about it because he is Tom Brady. His offensive line, there's nobody returning from last year. Hey, listen, Austin, I don't care if you're Jesus Christ back there playing quarterback. If you don't have an offensive line, it's going to get rough back there. And Tom Brady is not even Jesus Christ. So, I'm thinking maybe Tampa Bay doesn't finish at the top of that heap.
People don't realize this, but a lot of the Super Bowls Brady did win, he always had a consistently good offensive line.
Yeah. And Gronk. And he hasn't got either one right now. Or what's that wide receiver?
Julian Edelman.
No Edelman,
Julian
no
Edelman.
Gronk, and no offensive line. Mm-hmm.
But he does have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Yeah,
So,
and Mike Evans doesn't get enough love, does he? People don't. When you talk about great receivers, Austin, do you think about Mike Evans? Mike Evans is a tough, bad dude. Nobody talks about him.
I consider Mike Evans a top 10 receiver right now.
He is. He has been for years.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is interesting. I can't wait to play Tampa Bay now. And Austin, this is very vicious, but Tom Brady's had his way with everybody in the NFL for a long time. He's got 7 rings. Nobody in the history of the game was walking around with a display case. You got to get a display case to put your rings in. 7 rings. And now
Unparalleled history, Ronbo.
And now we're going to watch Brady possibly go out looking bad. Because I don't think he's coming back next year if things go too far south.
But Ronbo, I hate to put this thought in your mind, though. What if he goes out and wins number 8?
I'll be sick. I really will. You know what? I love Tom. He's a Bay Area boy, and he's a 49er fan from childhood. But if he gets 8 rings, well, you know what? Oh, never mind. I will not be sick. He's in Tampa Bay. Good on him. And especially the adversity he's going to have to go through this year to get there. Yeah, he gets 8 rings. I'll be impressed. Extremely.
It's going to be hard to catch him as it is anyway.
Yeah, right.
Might as well make it impossible.
I like that, Austin, because even at 7 rings, there is no quarterback in any of our lifetimes, in our children's lifetimes, they're going to walk around with 7 rings on anytime in the rest of this century. It's just not going to happen. It's too hard to repeat coming back to the Super Bowl for any reason, let alone to get another ring. You look at Aaron Rodgers, he'd be the biggest candidate to be anywhere near Tom, because he's just a bad dude, right? But Aaron can't get back to the Super Bowl, period.
Ronbo, I saw the stat yesterday. We haven't had a repeat Super Bowl champion since 2003, 2004. and that was the Patriots team. If that tells you anything.
See? Hey, before that, how far? Chat, give me the last time a team was going. Well, the 49ers, we did it once. But otherwise.
Cowboys did it too.
Yeah, Cowboys did it. That was during the time when the Cowboys and 49ers were sharing the Super Bowl. Hey, but think about teams. Hey, that's it. Cowboys, 49ers. The Steelers ever have a back-to-back?
I think they might have.
Somebody said it was during the Civil War. That's the last time teams go back to Chris Blessing, that's funny. You're right. That's just a long time ago. I just don't know. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. Teams are too sophisticated now. Defenses, the salary cap, everything has made it impossible to be able to accomplish that twice.
But Ronbo, it seems like it's easier to get there than it is to win for some reason, because Kansas City did it more recently. They went back-to-back Super Bowls.
And got their brains beat out coming back there. It's like, if you're not fully prepared, don't come back, you know? My God.
And apparently they weren't. And I know people make excuses. They're like, his offensive line wasn't healthy, and
Well,
if
see,
he
that's
had
the
an
problem.
offensive line.
Well, that's the problem. To come back fully healthy and fully prepared is tough in back-to-back seasons. You went through a long playoff session, and then you heal up for a couple of months, get back out there, remain motivated, and get back to the Super Bowl. That's a tough thing to ask a team to do.
Yep, and Ronbo, I see some of these Ram fans in the chat saying that they're going to 3-peat, 4-peat, and I just don't know what to think sometimes. And I thought our fan base was delusional.
I'll tell you what to think. Most of those people talking are extremely high on some kind of drug that, my God, there's not going to be any 3-peat. There's not going to be a 2-peat. The Rams have going to struggle to get into the playoffs this year. They got a good team, but, what are the odds of staying that healthy? With your team's top heavy. You're going to keep all those guys. They've gotten away with that, and I don't see them staying healthy all year and having to pull in their rejects and second stringers. And their second stringers, like everybody else's third and fourth stringers.
Like Tampa Bay last year, Ronbo, they got dinked and banged up, and you saw what it did to them in the playoffs.
That's the way it works, Austin. Well, Austin, we ran I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ronbo, I'd like to thank you for your time. God bless.
It's always
and
a pleasure.
I appreciate that you welcomed me into the Niner family, even though I'm a Cowboys guy.
Shucks. That's special. That's what the NFL is all about.
Ronbo, as always, you got to ride up on the high horse. Go Cowboys.
Have a great night, Austin. Hey, Casey. Casey might be at the gambling table. He can't talk right now. Hey, and Fly Guy. I've talked to Fly Guy in a couple of days. Fly Guy.
Rumble.
Fly Guy. How you doing? Fly Guy, we got a game tomorrow, and we're going to see our starters in the first quarter. And, they go out there playing hard. And somebody already came in and said, look, no matter what happens, they'll come in here crying. Nobody should come in tomorrow and talk about, beat in the first quarter, man. We ain't getting, don't start it. W doesn't mean anything in the preseason game. This is dress rehearsal, though, so it's going to have a little more magnitude, and people are going to expect more. Fly Guy, what are you expecting tomorrow in that first quarter?
I seen earlier he was complaining about the offensive line.
We're all crying.
But,
I don't think we're going to stop doing that all year, really, Fly Guy. I'm
no.
really worried about that.
The offensive line gonna be fine.
Okay.
Because we got Trent Williams, we got baby Trent.
Aaron Baxi, who's actually bigger than Trent.
And we got Kittle back there, and come on. And then we got a quarterback that can move. We ain't got to worry about nothing.
Fly Guy, but the thing is,
we don't have the same offense no more.
But the thing is, you didn't even name any more offensive linemen. You just skipped the rest and went right to Kittle and Juice.
No, I said the rest of them don't matter. We got Kittle, we got Juszczyk, we got Trent, baby Trent, and we got Lance back there.
Hey,
where it's
Billy
not the
Lee's
same
right.
as Jimmy G.
Hey, I like Poe, though.
Yeah.
Poe could
the offense
be.
is not going to be the same as like the way it was for Jimmy G, where you just sit there, wait, and then
they need to hold. Well, G was. You know what? G made that offensive line probably look better than they really were last year, because Jimmy gets the ball out quick. Now, see, we don't have that luxury now. So, like you're saying, Trey's going to be able to move around, but I don't want him out there having to move around on every play. He should be able to stand there and navigate from the pocket at least sometimes.
Moving around is good for a quarterback if they know what they're doing, because it's sitting back there that gets you hurt. You don't see the blind side.
Yeah,
Somebody just come from the blind side to hit you.
Well, you got Trent over the blind side. I'm not worried about the left. I'm worried about the right. But what
I'm just saying.
But the thing is, I'm just worried about the fact that if I got receivers open and Trent's having to get on his horse, before they even finish their route. That's not a good thing, though.
Nah, I think we'd be fine. The offensive line would be fine. It's like we might be the best offensive line in the NFL.
Like that's why I like talking to you. You know, because it's always gonna be something. You're gonna come from someplace every time. Okay, give me some more reasons why they might be the best offensive line in the NFL.
I never seen a mistake that they made yet. What mistake they made in the preseason? Show me a mistake they made.
No, it's good. That's a good point.
They haven't made any mistake yet.
You know what? Because we haven't given up many sacks. We're not watching everybody's real team yet. But you're right. I don't think the 49ers haven't given up a lot of sacks, have they?
What's the mistake they made? To me, they look pretty good.
See, that's
everybody
why I
is like
appreciate Fly Guy because
only thing I say that was not clicking this year. I mean, the preseason is because we have Mitchell on the bench and Wilson on the bench, so the running game was like whack with Sermon and Hasty. Those two guys gotta go.
You don't like Hasty?
Is too.
I like Hasty. For now,
he's okay, but he's okay. He's shifty. And he always one ankle tackle away from going all the way. He never go all the way.
So how you go? But Fly Guy, you mentioned him as being somebody. He's got to go. I like Hasty.
I like Hasty, but I don't think he fit the offense. Like I said, he always one shoestring away from going all the way, but he never did.
That's a good point, though. He hasn't never broken one.
Hasty. It's time to move on and get somebody dominant.
We already got who you gonna get? Because we already got you got TDP, you got Trey. I'm gonna get their Sermon. You got this kid Jordan Mason shows a lot of potential.
Mason showed me the quickness and the strength. So I will go in Mason for the third running back, and then TDP will be on the practice squad, and Hasty and Sherman. Bye, please get out of here.
Hey, Flag Guy, remember one thing because we're having to go to the bank and make withdrawals in week 14 for running backs. Every year we run them all out and have to go find somebody that used to play for Kyle Shanahan or something crazy like that. Remember we brought back that guy that used to play for Kyle when he was in Cleveland? Oh, what was his name? That running back.
Oh, my.
And I says, you need to get guys that ain't even playing anymore to play because it's too much to learn Kyle's offense, even as a running back, within a game or so or a week.
But really, the reason that the running back was getting hurt is because our offense was more like the defense was not like pushed back. So there was more everybody in the box. So the running back kept getting hit. They're not gonna last long because they know we was not throwing the deep ball. So now the running back has space.
Yeah.
Even George Kittle now he gonna have space in the middle to do his thing because now the safety gotta keep dropping back when Gray on the sideline. The safety gotta keep going. Because now Kittle's gonna be in the middle, like dominating the middle, and Debo gonna be running reverses. There's gonna be a lot of people running around, my boy. Trust me, I know what he's doing. It's not going to be like an offense that's like, sit there and hopefully a running back go all the way. Nah. People are going to be running all over.
They've never been like that, Fly Guy. But the thing is, what I'm concerned with is execution. Now, whether they're running or passing, they got to get some timing down. But that includes the offensive line. Fly Guy, you're not going anywhere with a sorry offensive line. No matter what kind of offense you run, you got to do things right. So.
I know that, but what I was saying, I didn't see anything they did that was not good. Like, what did they do that was not good?
Actually, from what we've seen so far, they haven't been awful. But, we're looking at when they do play against some real dogs, will they be okay? We'll find out, though. We'll find out tomorrow a little bit.
And
Texas
they'd be
pass
all right.
rush ain't
I'm telling you,
real bad.
They'd be all right.
Yeah. They have to. We need them to. Like I'm gonna see tomorrow after the game, though, and during the game too, for that matter. All right, Phil. Always great to hear from you. Have a great night. Hey, Marcus.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Oh, Marcus, man, we're just checking out. We're anticipating what's going to happen, and making predictions. Normally, before games, we're running down the scores and giving reasons why we think it's going to happen. But right now, it's a preseason game. The 49ers, Kyle Shanahan's trying to tell us what he's going to do in the first half, but he ain't going to let him play past the first half. We already know that. He made 3 or 4 series, and Kyle probably get nervous. Marcus, the man is scared he's going to lose somebody. I don't blame him. If Kyle hasn't run out there for 2 series, and everybody said, "Oh, come on, Kyle," I'm going to say, "Oh, come on, Kyle, nothing." He did the right thing. Make him sit down, Kyle. Because, we got things to worry about. Yeah. But what do you think?
Well, we got a running back here as Mason. It's my Terrell Davis.
Hey, kind of.
Junior. 6'1", 223 from Georgia Tech. I'm telling you, this guy, if he gets to the practice squad, he won't last in the practice squad. But I don't think he'll go to the practice squad.
No, the 49ers know better than that.
But and a lot of people's talking about our offensive line. Only time I see that the offensive line is struggling is during practice. They're going against a bunch of wild hyenas. And I watched the Green Bay game. I watched the Minnesota game. The offensive line didn't really play that bad. It's just when practice. So how many offenses?
An excellent point. I forgot about that.
How many teams don't be looking like the 49ers defense?
Fly guy. That's what you forgot to mention. I forgot. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about yes, playing against our defensive line. Everybody's gonna get the brains beat out.
Come on, man. We sacking quarterbacks. We intercepting passes against Minnesota and Green Bay. But then when we get in practice, everybody talking about Trey Lance this, Trey Lance that. The line not holding up. Look what he going against. He going against a top 2 defense in the league. Well, when he play against Houston and Chicago Bears and Seattle and the Fiery Cowboys,
he's gonna look like an All-Pro. Yeah, because he's already
been the defense we have. Yeah. And we need to watch this safety we got, number 43. I think what's his name, Knight? The safety.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a safety.
He's number 43. Watch him tomorrow.
Are you talking strong safety or free safety? Are you
talking I just know he plays safety.
Are you talking about George Odom?
No, not Odom. He's number 43. He plays in the secondary. He's pretty good. Yeah, I watched him the other night. I got to read one.
Is that Womack?
His number's 43.
Well, Womack plays slot.
Womack is 26.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you're talking about 40-something. And
I think his name is
Wait a minute. I just thought about it. Is that Hufanga?
Knight.
His name is Hawkins. Somebody said, Billy Lee, is it Hawkins? Do we have a guy named Knight?
40. Knight.
Wow. I got to go back and look at this guy because he's flying under the radar. Most of the names that everybody's noticed we're easily able to remember. Knight.
Check him out tomorrow.
Does he look good
tomorrow night? Number 43. Yes, he's pretty good.
Oh,
and
the realist said Knight will end up starting.
Yes, he's good. I'm telling you. We watch his games.
What's his first name?
He
Quantrez. Was that Quantrez? That's right. I know him as Quantrez, but I never knew his. Nobody ever called him by his last name. Quantrez Knight. Yeah, he has made some noise. You're right.
He should start. And then we pick up an offensive lineman named Jordan Mills. He's played for Buffalo. Mills.
Yeah, Mills. I do remember him.
Jordan Mills.
I haven't heard much about him, but yeah.
Yeah, I know we picked him up. He looked like a pretty good lineman too, but I don't think we need to stress too much about our offensive line. They held up against Green Bay and Minnesota. We didn't give up too many sacks, and they only struggled in practice.
I think we only gave up 1 sack.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about the offensive line. So they're going to struggle against our defense. So our defense is
everybody will
part of the best defense in the league. So we're going to be all right, Ronbo. I just made it into Houston, get ready to go to this game tomorrow night. I'll be sitting there. I'm in Houston.
Yeah, how far are you? Because you're in Texas. How far do you have to drive?
3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Should be a good time.
Before I leave.
It's in Houston, right?
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah, I've been to Houston before. You got some great restaurants over there. Go ahead.
I'm tired of Cowboys fans calling in on this radio station. So,
you mentioned that yesterday. You know what? He's such a nice guy. You know, I can't get mad at him.
He needs to find him another radio station. go listen to something else. I'm gonna say F the Cowboys, F Jerry Jones, and go Niners. That's what I gotta say. And I'll let y'all go on that. Good night.
All right, Marcus, have a great night. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Oh God. And let's go back and check on Casey. Hey, Casey.
Yeah, we're shaking, Ronbo.
Casey, man, we're just talking about your buddy Brunskill and the offensive line. You know
Oh,
what?
it's my dog.
But Casey, here's the thing. Something was just brought to my attention. I keep forgetting. The reason why our offensive line is getting beat up, we hear about it in reports, is because they're dealing with our defense. Now, as Marcus just pointed out, Green Bay and the Vikings weren't just destroying the offensive line. I hadn't taken that all into context. That's right. We may have Casey, I may be manufacturing something to worry about. And all of us who are doing that might be doing that. There may be nothing wrong with that offensive line.
Ronbo, I think we always find problems
whether they're there or not,
day to day. There's a saying. It's stomach empty, one problem. Stomach full, all the problems. So we're always looking. We're always looking for something to
be worried
get better at and whatnot.
Well, look at Kyle. He's worried about injuries.
This team is just so well coached, and you know what? And I like that. I like that Burford, and I like that guy Poe, and I really think we're starting to see. I forget what player exactly it was. It might have been Burford, but someone.
You played offensive line
recently. It looks like. Yeah, I think we're starting to see this really cool effect with the Trent Williams contract trickling down into other players he's making other players better, and Bosa's the same way.
Huh.
Yeah, there was a player recently that was on the offensive line, and I was like, man, he looks just like Trent, and so I thought that was really cool.
That was Aaron Banks. They're about to. I think Banks is just a tiny bit bigger.
I think he was
McKivitz, who's going to be playing for Mike McGlinchey.
No, I think it was Poe.
Oh, Poe.
Perfect, but anyway.
Poe. Everybody's talking about Poe. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got that
he's got a great
center
size.
of gravity. He could be ideal as an offensive lineman because he's really strong. He goes over 300 pounds, and he's nimble. When's the last time you had a sentence with somebody saying 300 pounds and then put the word nimble in the sentence? And fast, explosive. This guy, I think he's a lock to make the team.
Yeah.
As is Jordan Mason.
What else is what else is on the menu tonight? Remember what else has been going on?
We're just anticipating what's going to happen tomorrow, and you're going to have the first stringers in there for. So this is going to be a significant game to watch. And what are you anticipating tomorrow? As far as what your expectations are, as far as the first string while they're out there, are they going to run Ronbo over the Texans for the first few minutes?
I'm thinking it's going to be closer than some people are. I think it's going to be closer than some people are thinking. I'm going to say it's going to be 46-3.
And then he says I think it's a little closer than people think, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be 46-3.
Ronbo, people are saying it's gonna be 49-0. I don't think it's gonna be that crazy. I think the Texans are gonna get a few
in
points.
Comparison, I guess, you're not that bad. Yeah, you got guys trying to try out for the team tomorrow playing a vanilla offense. If they come up with 40-something points, that's gonna be special, really special.
I'm just so tired of preseason rubber. I don't care what happens. I just want no injuries.
That's what Kyle wants. He's only going to have those guys out there for a small amount of time. It's going to be really abbreviated tomorrow. And then he's going to be looking at the guys that are trying to make the team. So, you know what I wish, though? I wish they would let Poe start and also Jordan Mason. I just want to see what they look like playing against another team's first line players. That would be special. I want to see that.
Well, I want to see what the week one running back rotation looks like, and how much Jeff Wilson gets used, and how much Hasty gets used, and yeah, man, I just can't wait until week one. I'm trying to hit that I'm trying to hit that nice 16 parlay on week 1. You know what I mean? I can't hit a parlay in MLB to save my life. I did hit a 7-teamer the other night. It was my first one all MLB season, but I'm just waiting on this NFL.
I'm impressed with that. Go Casey. That's amazing.
I know, right? I had the Jets. I had the Jets in the over the other night.
Really? Because people don't understand how much time it takes to come up with a parlay that makes any sense. It does.
Yeah.
Casey,
sometimes. What's up,
Casey?
What's up, Ronbo?
No, I was waiting how you analyze and come up with those. What were we gonna go ahead?
So Ronbo, what I really like to do is when it's NFL, NBA, and NHL going on, in the MLB, late in the year, find a couple locks here in the NFL, like the Chiefs, the Bills, the Niners, teams like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then just sprinkle in like the Warriors and like the New York Rangers, like the Giants. And now all of a sudden you've got a 16 parlay with like 4 or 5 locks, and like I don't know. That's just my favorite thing to do. So
yeah, it makes sense because from the teams you just mentioned, just that alone, I said, well, yeah, that's not high. Doesn't seem like high risk. I would believe every one of those teams is going to win on a given time. Nice thing about football,
what
baseball.
You're doing is essentially what you're doing is predicting the future. So it's always a high risk reward in anything. Especially like in baseball. One fraction of an inch on a pitch, and NFL it's a game of inches, and so there's
I can see you now sitting there watching that game. You've got it. This guy's got 2 down and a 9th thing. And that curve's hanging.
Baseball.
Oh, we got all of it. And that ball is so far out of this park, they're not going to be able to find it. And Casey's team loses. And I can see you now find something to throw through the window. Because that would just be
Ronbo, honestly, I really don't enjoy watching baseball. I try not to watch it. And like, if I have a parlay in the MLB, I'll just like catch up in the first 5 innings and then, see what's going on.
Just stress yourself out after that.
In the NFL too. The NFL is such a gut wrenching thing. At least for me it is. But
yeah,
I guess I wouldn't be doing this without.
We put ourselves through this every week, every Sunday, stressing for hours, and Case, we ran our clock. Let me see tomorrow though, and since there's no stress in tomorrow's game. It'll be easy on us.
Yeah. Right. So, Ronbo, there's still no fathead on the show right now?
No fathead yet, and that's going to come later. As Brian says, take your time. Let's put a lot of thought into this. So yeah, it's blank, and Joe's holding it down. Okay, you can't mess with Joe.
Well, take my score down, Ronbo. I got 46-3.
I did.
And you take care. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for being here.
All right. Appreciate you. Thanks, Casey. See you tomorrow. 46-3. And we need to blow out somebody like that. But you run up the score like that, the team will never forget, though. So, yeah. Hey, Alice. Alice. Ari investor, I like that. 49ers have beaten the Lambs 7 out of 8 times. This is why I don't know why they're in here. Alice, come on in, fam, and talk about that. What's going on tomorrow? You got your dress rehearsal going on, and who do you think is going to be the what do we call it? What we can say the valedictorian? No, that's not for football. So, who are you expecting to shine tomorrow, Ellis? You got any expectations tomorrow? Because my thing is Jordan Mason and Poe. I want to see him in that first unit. I don't know if Kyle's going to do it, but I wish he would.
Man, it's kind of crazy. We got guys that are injured that have to come out and play tomorrow. So
they don't have to. Trey can stay home if he wants to. Sermon.
And still make the team. Shit, it must be nice.
I ain't gonna say nothing else about that.
And you ain't showed us nothing. Look. It's just one of those situations where when you look at all of the backs that we have,
I mean, if you let go of Jordan Mason to keep Trey Sermon,
better not.
Who's scared to, huh?
And they better not.
Well,
a lot of people are going to be pissed off if that happens. Don't do that, 49ers.
Well, then goodbye, Trey Sermon. He's not going to get rid of JaMychal Hasty. He's not going to cut Jeff Wilson. He's not going to, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to cut TDP. If he did,
you cannot cut TDP.
I mean,
just drafted him. Yeah. You're making sense, Ellis.
What I'm saying.
You're making sense. I can't even offer no kind of argument.
What has he shown us?
That he still can't get through the whole. Well, we got to find out he has a hurt foot.
Can you make a play if your offensive lineman misses out on his assignment? Can you still make the play?
No,
there's very few running backs that do that. You see when backs go downhill and then they turn a direction and you see the whole line shifting to the left and then they bounce out to the right. That's called adjustment. That's live. That's live adjustments that you have to be able to make. You can't just keep going into the, you can't do that kind of shit. And that's what Trey Sermon does.
And he doesn't have any reflexes. I mean, he doesn't have the kind of reflexes. You know what? I think you're right. I think he goes on a PUP. If he has a bad will, Kyle may not be able to bring himself to cut him, but he can pup him. And then, take another look later.
I'm with that because chances are by the time it's time for him to come off the pup, then we may need him. We might be down a back, and then look, here we go. We got Trey Sermon. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But do not cut Jordan Mason. I know he's not going to cut Elijah Mitchell. Do not cut Jeff Wilson, and hold on to TDP and let's. I mean, I think that's what Kyle's going to do. He'll put him on the PUP. That's if he don't just outright cut him. He's going to put him on the PUP, and I'm fine with that. I'm just not okay with keeping him over the backs that we have because he's unproven at this point.
Well, he's proven that he just can't get that done. And I understand about the foot, but I don't remember Trey showing me anything before the foot. I don't even know when he got his foot hurt to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Exactly, Ronbo. There you go. So that's where I'm at with it. As far as the backfield, and then, at least our starters will get in for the first half. I'm hoping. I've seen Patrick Mahomes playing in the second and third quarters, and I've seen a lot of starters playing in the latter parts of the preseason game. So
Kyle's scared though. He even
Kyle
said it.
We know, Kyle. We know you're scared. Thank you for telling us something we already knew. How about you tell us something we don't? But that's the problem. He and Trey's not going to be able to get the experience that he needs. I mean, thankfully last year he played against the Texans, so he'll get another shot at going at these guys. But this is a better Texans team. I think they're going to come out. They're going to play. They're going to give us a run. I don't see us just plowing over them like that in the preseason. Regular season is different, but they got a decent little squad over there, and I expect for them to come out playing. They got some good wide receivers. They got a damn good second year rookie quarterback. You know
Davis
what I'm saying?
Mills.
And Davis Mills.
And when you finish like that,
Brevin Jordan,
you get good draft picks too. So they're not going to be
tight end Brevin Jordan, wide receiver Nico Collins out of Michigan. He's a baller. They got some decent guys over there, and I think didn't they extend Brandon Cooks?
Oh, yeah, he was with them last year. I don't know.
I think they extended him, from what I understand, but he's not going to play. It's a preseason game. He might.
And if he does, a snap or two.
From what I understand, he got an extension. But
well, definitely not going to play him too much.
Defense is going to be looking good. I'm hoping E-Man can get in there and get some burn. They're going to have to be, light with Travarius Ward. Him just coming off that injury and stuff like that. So I don't see him really getting too many reps.
Yeah, I wonder if he does play tomorrow. Yeah, that's a good point because you can't. Would you play him tomorrow?
No.
Yeah, Nick Bosa there already said right up front, Nick ain't playing, and that was the end of that. Travarius is coming off that injury. I'm not letting him play tomorrow. I want him to continue to heal up. No. He's got 17 days to heal up and get stronger. Give him a little burn here and there.
Between him and Jimmy and all that, we need all these guys to be ready to go, and I was thinking, shit, with 17 days, so that's a little over 2 weeks, and then Jimmy not coming back to week 2 or 3, he must have really hurt himself.
Is that
what
they're saying now? Yeah, I did read something like that.
Week 2 or 3.
Ah.
Week 2 or 3 at this time, and I mean it's to be determined.
Hamstrings.
Thinking,
and you know how hamstrings go. Now he can come back in 2 or 3 weeks, week 3, and that baby will twang again. Once they get tender, maybe, or else you know what? Maybe they're anticipating that period that I'm talking about, and they're giving them an extra couple 2-3 weeks to see if they can get all the way healed up. Man, when they come up with some kind of technology to give you artificial hamstrings, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's gonna be a booming business right there.
Is it though? Because man,
somebody's gonna be a billionaire instantly. But Ronbo, the offensive line has to come through for us. I'm more concerned about the offensive line than anything right now. On either side of the ball. Trent's probably not gonna play too long. They'll have our starters in for a while. You know what I mean? For the first quarter and a half, and then Kyle's going to start, sitting all those guys down and just getting all the other guys in there. I'm looking to see Poe come in. I think Kyle's gonna move him and do something else with Banks. I don't know, man. I think Poe deserves of it. I think he should be.
Listen, I was listening to some program. I was doing something else. I heard something. I did hear Banks mention in something what you're talking about. Would they move Poe into the left tackle guard? He is getting a lot of rave reviews. Trent loves him.
Oh, man, that boy gets busy running the ball. Yeah. And that boy can catch the ball and he can run with the ball in his hands.
That's what I'm talking
Imagine
about.
what we can do. I'm looking forward to seeing Kyle do something exciting with him. Even instead of having Trent go out there and try to catch a pass in the end zone, man, give the ball to Poe and give him like a 1 or 2 lead blockers and just let his ass run. Whoever is left over, turn him into a postage stamp. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking refrigerator Perry stuff now. Fam, we ran out of time, though. I'm going to tell you what. Tomorrow we'll see Mr. Poe in action, and we'll go over that after the game, all right?
Yeah, definitely. Our receivers got to come through. And, I think it's going to be a nice little game. I think we get up. We'll probably win by 2 scores.
At least.
I think we'll still win by 2 scores.
I'll be happy with that.
Anyway.
Yeah,
for sure. Peace and love, Brother Ronbo. Thank you for the platform. Thanks, as always. Man, shout out to the haters out there, man. What's your name? Brand new. You've been in there running your mouth when I'm on the phone. I get off the phone when I want. So you can, you can go put yourself in the trash can and stay there until I tell you to get out.
The lid on.
All that. Anyway, and the garbage man's coming in the morning, so I'm about to roll you out there. Shout out to the family, man. Hit that like, subscribe, man. Wipe your feet. Peace and love, family.
Shout out to the squad. Night, Ellis.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ellis put in more shots in like 15 seconds. It's the big show. This is like many, I'm not ready to cut sermon. I'd rather cut Wilson, who can't stay healthy. And so you got a good point there. Wilson, that's why I'm going to put him on the practice squad. For sure. Let's wait and see until McGlinchey's out there. So makes another good point too. You got your run blocker extraordinaire in Michael McGlinchey. No matter what anybody says about Michael McGlinchey, that's one of the best road graders there is. Hey, Bryant, Mr. Special Team.
Hey, Ronbo.
It's Lily. Lily.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I was just calling. I'm doing good.
I'm delighted to hear that.
I was just calling in.
Well, good.
I was just calling in to say that today is my dad's birthday, and I was wondering.
Yeah.
Can you give him a Niner shout out?
And I can. So here we go, Lily. Are you ready? And 3, and 2, and 1. Happy birthday to Stockton's finest. Happy Niners birthday. Happy birthday, Bryant. Happy birthday, Niner style. Happy birthday to Bryant. Happy Niners. even warned me about this. I mean, I came in the show doing that.
Thanks, Ronbo. Thanks, Ronbo, for
Lily,
letting me call in.
Always a pleasure.
Bye.
Good to hear
And
from
have
you,
a good
too.
night. Bye.
You too. Bye, Lily. She's grown up to be such a lady now. Hey, Terradome. Not Thunderdome, but Terradome. Terradome, come on in.
What's up? How we doing, my man? How we doing? Ronbo.
Let's look around and see what we're going to have here develop up. You know, we're going to get a good idea of what we're going to get this year for the first few minutes. It's going to be, there's no game plan or anything like that. But you're going to see who's who by their individual efforts tomorrow. And we're just sort of anticipating who's going to come out there like Womack and Jordan Mason and Jason Poe. You got Quan. Why would you name your child Quantrez? You know? How'd you come up with that name? Terradome, how'd you come up with Terradome?
Which sounds like, remember the Key and Peele skit when he says Quantrez? Nice.
Key and Peele, they do some great skits on football, don't they? But it's still my favorite those when they introduce themselves.
I go back and look at that at least once a year, man.
But when they do those Monday night intros, Bubba Killer Man.
Oh man,
you.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome, man. Key and Peele just hit that.
I can't handle it.
They
just fall out.
They hit that thing like Aaron Judge, yeah, man. Ronbo, hey. I'm gonna play a little front office acrobat, if you will. Engage me.
All right.
We have an abundance at one position, and I don't want to throw out any of our great backs, man. We got Jermichael Hasty. We got this kid Jordan Mason, and you had Marcus on, man. He saw the same thing I saw. I saw Terrell Davis. I did some digging. I looked at stats. I looked at running style. It is uncanny that both of those backs played college in the state of Georgia. Both of those backs are the same size, have the same running style, were picked up by Shanahan, and each of them had 2,540 yards for their college careers.
Ooh, that's just too much. That's too much. That boy's got a child of great expectations has already arrived. He starts.
I'm just saying. Sometimes it just lines up. There is a young man. I have been looking at Ronbo for 1 year up in the great state of Ohio. He plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. His name is Isaiah Prince. He plays right tackle, number 75. Mm-hmm. I would very much like to trade Mr. Trey Sermon, to the Cincinnati Bengals for Isaiah Prince. This would solve everybody's problem because Trey Sermon is not trash. Oh no.
And they still love him in Ohio.
Back. He can play in the NFL. Yeah. He can play in the NFL. The Cincinnati Bengals need him, and we so desperately need Isaiah Prince to come in, because I tell you, Ronbo, I have looked at this guy and looked at how he moves, looked at his hands, looked at his size, looked at his quickness, looked at his kick step. He can come in right now. And I'm telling you right now, Ronbo, I'm putting this bold prediction out there. If Isaiah Prince played for us, we would be the prohibited favorite to represent the National Football Conference in the Super Bowl in 2023, Glendale, Arizona. I'm telling everybody to pick up their tickets, go and put their money on it. If we get that right tackle, Isaiah Prince,
I just want to know though,
it's done.
Why are they going to let him go? If he's that good, why would the Bengals had enough problems with their offensive line last year, and what they built now is to try to make you improve that situation.
All right, here we go. this is what the Bengals did. They went out and grabbed the Cowboys' Lowell Collins and put him on the bench. They spent money getting in Lowell Collins and bringing him in and replacing Isaiah Prince. So we got Isaiah Prince,
I see what you're
who
saying.
is somewhat feeling dejected.
Okay.
And here's the kicker for all of the people who are looking for a storyline, all of the reporters. If you need a sweetener, Cincinnati is 15.9 under the salary cap. If you needed to, you can send both Trey Sermon and Jimmy G to a contender with some of the best receivers in the game out of conference.
Yeah.
You can send him with Trey Sermon, and it is not beyond the pale.
It is. Ain't nobody paying no $24 million to Jimmy to come over there.
In February, see the San Francisco 49ers see the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl in Glendale, Arizona. I am not saying that is beyond the pale. I'm not saying
the only
at all.
problem I have with all this is the fact that they have a great running back in Cincinnati already. Now, unless is he what's his name? Damn, didn't he make the Pro Bowl last year?
Yeah. See, that's what Kevin Hart says. Kevin Hart says that he says you a snap guy. You a snap guy. He said what's your name? See, that's the problem. When you can't bring a guy's name up, obviously you need this guy. The great thing about Trey Sermon, great thing about Trey Sermon, it is 107 miles away. Cincinnati is 107 miles away from Columbus, Ohio. Just down I-71. I've made that trip many a time. Going to Canton, Ohio. He will go back home to the AFC right in his backyard. It's so well.
Joe
It's
Mixon.
So well, Ron.
Joe Mixon is in Cincinnati. Trey Sermon is not even on the same level as Joe Mixon. So they don't really need Trey. I don't think.
But in the NFL, you need 2 or 3. It's got to be running back by committee, man. You need 2 or 3 during the year.
And he's got a rookie contract. But is this kid you're talking about though?
The only bell cow guy you really have in the NFL right now was King Henry down there in Tennessee, who looks like a Mack truck coming at you. I'm glad I don't play DB
and they finally
anymore.
hurt him, and then he had to take some time off.
And he got hurt. Hey, there you go. There you go.
Well, Terry, it's been nothing but pleasure. We ran out of time. I love the enthusiasm.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. And all those fans, we got Rams fans coming in and Bear fans and everything else. Hey, get y'all own show. You know what I'm saying?
And Michael hasn't been in a while. Don't forget about that Detroit fan.
They're orphans. Get your own show, man.
Where is Don Burr?
It's so hard to be humble when you're the greatest that ever did it. Thank you so much, Ronbo, for providing this platform for us. I love you, brother. Keep on doing your thing, man. Thanks a lot.
Love you back, fam. Can't wait to talk to you again. I'll be back tomorrow. All right, fam. Good night.
All right.
Jared Thomas, he's special. I like that. They do have Joe Mixon, though. I don't know if we get that deal. But if that offensive line was that good, we need to do something. Clarence Molina says Rams don't have a universe, more like bus stops. Whose house is this? And I can just see the 49er fans up there laughing so loud you can't hear the Rams saying what they're trying to say. Hey, who wants to know? Rams, you know what? No matter what you do, you better enjoy this time that you have to pump your chest because of that Super Bowl. Because you got about, another month to go before people start saying, well, the Rams came into the season looking like they might be a contender for the 2022 season. And all of a sudden, what was a big flame coming out of Los Angeles is just a small puff of smoke as their quarterback Matt Stafford is now going to the IR. You guys, do you even have a second string quarterback or a backup? Frank. Frank. Frank, you know, it's time to play ball tomorrow. Got a real game tomorrow, Frank. You ready for that?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
It should be fun. Frank, you sound like you may not got enough nourishment today. Is this just past dinner time? No fish sandwich tonight?
Nah, I dozed off. I was sitting back waiting to hear my name called. I heard something say,
Frank was passing out waiting on us.
Mute off. Oh yeah, nah, you be good, man. Yeah, I can't wait, bro. But I think we ain't gonna show too much. You know what I'm saying? I think Cal gonna, you know, his last preseason game, that he gonna probably let him, get out there and we might get a couple of runs, couple of bootlegs, just some small little sample size. I don't think he gonna show too much. I'm just excited just to see all of them just out there. You know what I'm saying? That's just my excitement. I'm not really expecting to see nothing major. We say that for week 1. We get ready in the season. What it do counts. So, I just want everybody to, knock on wood and God forbid, please,
don't say
no one get hurt.
No!
But, I mean,
God, no.
Yeah, I'm just praying. I'm just praying. That's the only thing, that everybody can come out safe, and that's it.
That's why Nick ain't even playing tomorrow, Frank. You don't have to worry about him. They just told Nick up front, Nick, you're not playing. You know that, don't you? Oh, come on, Coach. No.
No. Cal said. No, I mean, he don't need to. I mean, I just had Trey and them come out there one little like I want to let him play the whole first quarter, like at least about the first 5 minutes, probably. Depends how long the offense,
Cal just wants to get a little burn because it's gonna be so long between now and the next time they see any action. But don't get carried away with that. I agree.
Don't get carried away. Yeah, you're right. So you're right. It is gonna be like after tomorrow.
2 plus weeks. Yeah, just for 17 days. So you got 2 weeks and 3. But you do have to look at some guys that everybody's looking at. Now, I suspect I'm going to see Womack, one of my favorite guys. You're going to see everybody's favorite running back. Yeah, hey, Frank, how do you feel about Jordan Mason? Jordan Mason's becoming a T-shirt already.
Yeah, he's my favorite. But I'm really anxious to see them type of players that want to make the team. That's what I really want to see.
And Jason Poe.
Jason Poe, Mason.
Quantrez Knight. I didn't even know his last name. I always see Quantrez.
Oh, he's my Knight. Number 43.
Because Jimmy Ward is not going to be back. They said up until week 3. I said, what?
That
it is real serious.
That hamstring serious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that hamstring. Oh yeah, because that's why we that's why we signed the Bears old safety. His name Gibson or something. Tayshaun. He used to play with Jacksonville too. He's with the Bears. We signed him.
Yeah, that means
Gibson or something like that.
Yeah, he'll be a backup. To the backup. In case. So, you know what's funny, Frank? When they do that kind of thing, it's to get that extra body in there in case, and you just pray you don't have to use him. Hey, Frank, you remember when Trent Baalke had like a whole bench? We were once like the Rams. All the players we had were starting. Everybody's sitting on the bench. One thing you did not want is for them to have to come off of that bench. I mean, I said, Trent, why did you bring them people in here? You know they can't play. What are we going to do if they have to come in the game? God.
He's a veteran, too. Also, he's a ball hog.
A ball hawk, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a ball hog. He's a ball hog.
Players like that at this point, why do you let him
go? His coverage not is good, but he's not to find the ball. He definitely can find the ball.
Yeah, there's a lot of players.
He always
like
with the ball, so I give him that. He definitely a ball hawk.
But we play cover.
Yeah, that's all.
We play man defense now. Maybe they know what they're doing, getting him in here. Anyways, he's not going to start.
I hit the old line. The old line, the big topic, man.
You know what, though, Frank? Think about this for a minute. And you probably, I don't know if you thought about this. The O-line looks like they do in practice because of the D-line. I don't know why I didn't think about that. they played against the teams we played against so far. The O-line was not getting embarrassed.
Yeah, but you gotta look at it, Ronbo. Even though we didn't play, it wasn't it
wasn't a real
against
deal.
the
I know that,
first
but
string,
I just realized. Wait a minute.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to see how we gonna look when we play Denver, like teams that do have a defense.
I know, like the Chargers, the whole AFC West.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna see with that old line gonna hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So but I know Kyle going scheme, and you know what I'm saying. So make adjustments like Trent Williams said. So you're gonna have Kittle block, and you're gonna have so you're gonna mix it up. But it is a little concern because that's our really weakness is the O line. You know what I'm saying? So
we know of it this hour
make
anyway.
no big changes there. Yeah. So that was we'll see. I'm just waiting for when the bullets start flying, and we're gonna see how they gonna hold up,
react.
So it wasn't against the first string. O-line going against second and third string players. It's preseason, it's practice, so they're going to look okay.
Well, tomorrow's gonna be serious in the first quarter. The first game against the
Houston ain't. I don't even know who already on Houston defense. So I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Frank, they're gonna be better than last year, though. Frank, but when you get your beat up like that, you get some better players the next year.
I know they did draft. They drafted a good corner though. I know they got a corner. I think their top corner out the draft. I know they definitely did that. But they front seven, I don't know who.
Yeah, we're about to find out for a few minutes tomorrow.
But we're definitely gonna find out. We're gonna see, man. I think we're gonna be all right, Ronbo, man. We're ready for the season.
And you're right, Frank. Well, Frank, I tell you what, I want to see you during and after the game tomorrow, and we can go over some of what we see tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna definitely be tuned in, so I'll give you a call.
All right,
appreciate you, Ronbo. Shout out to you
Frank.
and all my faithful, man. Love y'all, man.
Yeah.
We stay positive, stay safe, and God bless everybody, man.
Here you go. All right, Frank. See you tomorrow. There goes my fish man, Frank. Hey, Tony. Wait a minute. Is there a difference between mutton and lamb, Ian? Mutton. I thought mutton was lamb. It's just the Brits call it mutton. Hey, Tony. Tony. Clarence Bolita taking it. Rams fans come in and take such abuse. Tony. Tony's probably in there abusing Rams fans. Yeah, he can't hear me. Tony. Atlanta. Tony. All right, listen. Tony, I think he's having some kind of issue. I hear him coming in and out. Tony? I heard my echo in the background. Yeah, he must have heard that. Let's give Tony. Is that it? Okay. Well, fam, Tony's gonna work that out. We'll get him tomorrow. But fam, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. See, I'll be in your face at your place 5 o'clock with talk trash. Rams fans, y'all ain't got to show up for the game now. You know what I'm saying? You guys come in after the game. Don't bother us. Stop bothering people. Just don't do it. Anyway, fam, I shall see you tomorrow and have a great night. Thanks for the contributions tonight. It's always appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like for me. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Game time, baby. I know. Happy birthday, Brian. Mutton is old lamb. Okay.